business owners say the unrest in Mozambique and the closure of the Lebombo border post in Mpumalanga have adversely affected their businesses. Cargo trucks are stranded at the Lebombo border post in Mpumalanga are now being allowed into Mozambique. The border was partially reopened yesterday. Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Madlala joins us live from Komati for an update. Earlier, we heard from some frustrated small businesses operating in the area. What else are you hearing this morning, Nqobile?
Well, it seems all economy has been affected in all levels, from the big businesses to the small businesses. I want to bring in my guest now, who is a garage manager. And one would obviously think that because there are so many trucks that are on standby, that you would have business. But it's not the case, is it?
No, unfortunately, it's not. Business has suffered quite drastically, both in the fuel side as well as the shop side. So, of course, it does affect business quite badly, which is very concerning. And we do hope that this does get resolved so that business can get back to normal, both for ourselves and for our community. Most definitely.
Take me through what are the major points that have made it difficult for you to do business in the past few days?
Look, the thing is that, it affects our, besides our staff, the thing is now you've got to put them on short hours because they can't work the full hours because you don't have the traffic that you normally have. The thing is as well is that it makes it very difficult for us to plan ahead of time to know exactly what is expected, because what you do is you go back in your figures and you go and have a look and see what was I doing at this time of year last year, and you kind of like plan your situation and your arrangements and that according to that. So that's why it makes it very difficult, because also besides the fact that we didn't know how long it was going to last, so we presumed it was going to last a lot longer. So we're really pleased that the traffic has started moving. The thing is, it's very unsettling when you don't see any Mozambican vehicles at all, because this is a town where Mozambican vehicles and Mozambicans are very high.
And I suppose they're taking a lot of fuel from you guys as well.
Look, the thing is, we do have our regular customers, definitely. Trucks, not so much, but we do have those trucks which do come our way. But mostly it's the Mozambican cars that come and do business in town. That is our business for Mozambique, yeah.
Yeah, and I suppose that speaks a lot, of course, to the cross-business that is taking place with the cross-border communities. And this is what she's explaining to us, and a lady, that this will then affect how their business goes forward, mainly because they are reliant also on the communities that are coming from Mozambique as well to South Africa. And I want to bring in now Jan to speak to us. Jan, you are also in the Chamber of Commerce within the town, and I can imagine the town has felt the impact of the closure.
Now, the town has suffered severely, and I think we can only hope it doesn't continue too long. But we are very grateful that the communication on the international border between all the stakeholders there, government and non-government, is sound. There are constantly plans that are being made. We are in constant communication with the National Logistic Initiative and also the stakeholders at the border post. So we can keep everybody informed. We can also fill in the national government and other stakeholders on the needs. And so far, we are pleased, and we commend, actually, SARS, BMA, for the role they play. They're pivotal in the communication to make movement happen. Now, there were two solutions now after the damage in Mozambique. One was a mobile station. The other one was to consider a one-stop border post in South Africa as a temporary measure. Those plans are being considered, but the situation is dynamic. So as the dynamics play out, plans are made and adjusted, and we are grateful that that is a sound system. People can be informed, and things are actually going very well in South Africa. We are safe, we are informed, and so business just have to stay it out and see what happens.
And I can imagine, as a business owner, as you're also engaging to those business owners, they're talking about the kind of loss that they've had to incur for the past few days. How bad is it?
It's terrible. It is not a small impact. It's severe. Our reliance on the Mozambican buying power is tremendous. In the COVID times, we didn't experience pains because, funny enough, we had a lot of buying power still from Mozambique. But presently, all that is gone. So the informal traders, restaurants, those people who sell commodities at high volumes with low margins, they are severely impacted. This town is taking a huge punch on what happens in Mozambique.
Take me through the conversations now that are going forward, because obviously for the next few days business have to now start trading again and things have to go back to normal. What sort of maybe security or any plans that you're putting in place to just sort of help going forward?
Well, the only thing we can do is to keep our hand on the pulse. So if we know what is happening in Mozambique, what plans are made on the border post, those things impact. So as we learn, we can inform. But there's not much to be done, because if you don't have people to buy, you don't have people to buy. So the impact is that you will have to cut on your employees, on the hours, those kind of radical things we don't want. So we pray that the situation wouldn't continue indefinitely in Mozambique, that solution may be forthcoming, and we are grateful that we are well informed and that we can adjust and be aware of what is going at the border post.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. Well, Naledi, clearly put there by both the businesses and residents of this area, just the impact that this town has suffered, mainly because of what was happening in the Lebombo border. It is now open. We have seen the cargo passing to Mozambique, but there are, of course, plans that we're hearing that are happening in the background to assist and ensure that that does continue. But businesses have taken a punch.